Hello, everybody, and welcome into Zelda Speedruns, CSR2, for the Skyward Sword Randomizer Season 3 Showcase Race. Joining me today on commentary is Cube David. We will intro the racers and the trackers later. How are you, David?
I am excited beyond belief for finally some more Skyward Sword action. It's been quite a while since the last tournament, after all.
It really has. Sorry, I am trying to get everything set up. So, on behalf of the SSR racing staff, I want to welcome everyone in. We are going to do a little presentation talking through the tournament and the settings. But huge thanks to Jazznick, Your Average Link, Vamilia, Alkaline Ace, and Mario Runner, who really did most of the work organizing this tournament. Oni, Pippi in a Top Hat, and myself have joined the staff a little more recently, but the other 5 really did most of the work. So, just to start, overview. Is this working? Trying to increment to the next slide. This is supposed to work. Hold on. Should be able to click through with mouse clicks. Sorry, having some technical issues. Gonna ask Trez for help. So Trez also huge help in kind of helping make this presentation look pretty. So huge shout out to him. But this is the first time I've done this way, so I am trying to move us on to the next slide. But kind of just some background. So Season 2, it's been about 2 years since it happened. It was late 2022. And there have been a lot of changes to the randomizer since then. We've had one big tournament since then, which was the Remlets tournament. And Trez is here trying to help us out, so just bear with us for a second. Thank you, Trez. There we go. Okay, I think this is working.
Nice.
Check and see. I know Trez is doing some stuff. You all are seeing the previews, but Season 2, end of 2022. The settings are going to be really different if the last thing you watch is Season 2, because we have seen some massive changes in the randomizer. A lot of new checks, a lot of new features have been added. Some more customization is available. So just so you're aware, to give some background. We did have the Remlets tournament also earlier this year in 2024, which is a more beginner-focused tournament, but that was somewhat of the starting point for these settings, as I understand. But while we're waiting for Trez, we are on the countdown page. Sorry, everyone. Please bear with us. Yeah, we appreciate all of your help, Trez. Thank you. This was thrown together fairly last minute. Trez was a huge help. So want to just say again, thank you so much, Trez. So what we've got up, these are kind of all of the changes since Season 2. You can see there's a lot. We are using some of the new features, like we'll talk about, but we're not using all of them. We should be able to click through. So Trying. Okay, I think this will work. Thanks, Esme. All right, so kind of basics about the Season 3 settings. Here's what's going to be required to beat your seeds. Okay, Trez is going to be helping us out. So we are back to 3 unrequired dungeons, which is an increase from Remlets. Once again, doing race mode with our empty dungeons. But there are a few additional things to enter. Probably the biggest one, the Earth Temple keys are big, but the main node linear mining facility actually does change a lot of logic. I don't know if you want to talk about that, David, if you know.
Sure. At least about some things. Because to open up LMF, you on the one hand need at least one sword, which we also start with our practice sword. We also need some way to activate the time shift stone in front of the main node, which will either require bombs or hook beetle. And of course some way to get over there in the first place.
Yeah.
So either for Temple of Time or claw shots.
Yeah, and stamina potions are not available from the start, so you actually can't use those to even get through mines.
Exactly. Those are, I think, tied to opening up LMF.
Yeah. We are lowering the required sword from Remlets to the Master Sword, which means you can actually skip a sword if you want to. We are sticking with the Triforce hunt. I think everyone is happy we are sticking with the imprisoned fights. And we have brought back the Horde, which this is really something I think that's been enabled by some quality of life upgrades that have decoupled the hero mode damage from the other things like the Skyward Strike. So it's a lot less punishing because you can actually get some hearts. Having played on it, definitely appreciate those changes. Can go to the next slide. Try and do this. Yes, Four Swords is a different game, Esme.
Actually requires multiplayer, but not here for Skyward Sword.
All right. Thank you so much, Trez. Again, I know he's also doing
Absolutely appreciated.
So, hints. This is something else that's kind of new, that's enabled by some new features. We are actually splitting up the hints between Fi, the Gossip Stones, and the songs. So in Remlets, you got all your hints right away. We have split that up a little bit. So you're only going to get your Baron hints on Fi, and the Gossip Stones will have every hint other than Silent Realms. So you'll get a Path hint, you will get one hint for a Triforce, and some always and sometimes hints. And we have disabled some of kind of the worst hint stones. Again, if you watch Season 2, Shipyard and Temple of Time were kind of notoriously bad ones. I don't know if you've played with those, David, but
I'm pretty sure I have not, because I was not around the community for that time, but those two are a pain to get to.
Yeah, so we have kind of tried to balance out the Gossip Stones with removing some of the bad ones. We also have what we'll show on the next slide, which are hint important and comprehensive song hints. So basically, if a hint hints an item that could potentially lock checks, it will tell you, is it required, possibly required, or not required, which is a thing that I think Wind Waker and Majora's Mask use. I know you are a Wind Waker runner.
Yeah, that also got implemented very recently for us, but I think it has been implemented quite a while longer for Majora's Mask, for example.
Yeah, and then we have comprehensive song hints, which if you go to the next slide, it shows this. Essentially, when you pick up any of the song items, you will be told how many useful items does the Silent Realm have, and it'll tell you basically if something's required, it'll tell you that. If it's possibly required, it will tell you that, plus the number of useful items. If we want to go to the next slide, we can talk a little bit about some of the checks that are and are not enabled. I think that's the next slide. Maybe not. Maybe I deleted that one. But if you watch the Remlets tournament, we do have a number of additional checks that are used, including Silent Realms, which will have some Dusk Relics. But talk about the format here. So the qualifiers are going to be run between January 10th and 31st, and it is going to be asyncs. Essentially, this was done to kind of make sure it's fair. Everyone runs the same seeds. Nobody is playing games. We are a somewhat smaller community. And your middle score of the 3 is going to be used for seeding. If we go to the final slide, we can talk about the format of the tournament here, which is we will be having a top 16 main tournament with the potential for a challenge cup if we have 24 people. It will be a double elimination bracket with a winners round 1 will be a best of 1. It'll be a best of 3 for every other round. And then a bracket reset if the person who comes out of the losers finals wins the first grand finals race. It's going to start February 3rd and could run as late as June 2nd. So it's a long tournament, but most people will be out relatively early. If there's a challenge cup, it'll follow a pretty similar schedule. We can go to the final slide. If you want more info on the tournament, you can go to the SSR Discord. And you can find more information on the tournament on our tournament page, our tournament information page. But I think with that, we are going to switch over to the race. Thank you so much, Trez, for all the help. He was a huge help in putting this presentation together and also ran this. Yes, all the runners who happen to be in here, please, you've got to hop out. But with that, we are going to go to the race and just bear with me. Sorry, I did not mean to talk as much as I did, but I think I probably know a little more than David.
Yeah, especially the inside.
Yeah.
What's happening on the inside as well.
I apologize. Let me get these runners cropped. If you want to talk about the runners.
I'll go ahead with that. So yeah, 4 runners, we have Your Average Link and Jazznick08. 2 very well seasoned runners and also extremely good runners.
Yeah, Yao, I think won season 2, if I remember.
He won season 2 and was also a co-op champion together with Gymnast86, who was also running in this race in season 1. And Jazznick won the SGL tournament in 2021.
Yeah, and both of these runners are also top any percent speed runners. So yeah, this should be a good race for our showcase match. And we will kind of get to see some new things right off the bat with the random spawn and random starting item.
It will be exciting.
Yeah.
Especially for one case where, for example, our starting item is none of the B-Wheel items. That might include stuff like 5 shield rings, or I think also Water Dragon Scale, if I remember correctly, that are just not directly visible.
Yeah, and the Spiral Charge as well.
Yeah, that's probably the most annoying one to check.
Yeah.
Since you can only check it in the sky.
But we're going to get the runners underway. Where do you think they're going to start?
General region, I'll say we're starting in Lanayru.
That was going to be my guess too. I was going to guess the Skipper's Retreat or Pirate Stronghold.
Oh,
which is a fun start. But what about dungeons? I'm gonna hope for the Fungeons trio: LMF, Sandship, and Fire Sanctuary.
Honestly, I'm down for, I think, LMF, Ancient System, and Fire Sanctuary. I think that's just my favorite dungeon combo. Or one of my favorites. At the very least, AC and Fire Sanctuary.
Yeah, and it is a Lanayru Gorge start, so they are starting with the Amber Tablet.
So hey, we're right at the Lanayru spawn.
Got Earth Temple, Sandship, and Fire Sanctuary.
Ooh.
Yeah, and we will see. I wonder if either runner is going to run in to check.
That's another beetle right off the bat?
Whoa, and there are no barren regions.
Oh, wow.
So we could have some barren Silent Realms, but no barren regions is surprising.
That is wild. I have not seen that.
Yeah, I wonder if either of them is going to go into Gorge and check the hint, or into caves and check the hint there. We are going to see some hints, some stones with 2 hints. The way this works is so it's Lanayru Desert to Tantalus. Yeah, I think as Alka said, loose crystals and wallets, I think, are going to come into play.
Oh, yeah.
Seeds with more barren regions, those that, Betrow and Beetle Shop tend to be barren. One of the cool things that I like about the random start is you get to see some kind of different routing in the sky the first time, as well as Skyloft. When you start in Link's Room, you kind of see the same thing every seed.
Yeah, not much variance. And that the Splash Chest in a Fire Sanctuary hinted that.
Yes.
On the Volcanic Island Hintstone.
Yeah. Yes, this will be put on YouTube. All of the ZSR streams get posted on YouTube. I forget how long it takes. There's an automated process.
It's about 2 days, I think.
Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention, huge shout out to our 2 trackers, Aurelians and Echo. I did miss that hint.
I'm not sure if that was the second Magma hint or if it was the second. Oh, wait.
And those are claw shots.
Yeah, I was thinking I was not quite sure what those were, either claw shots or myths, but yeah, early claw shots. And it was second trap Magma being hinted at on the Lumpy Gossip Stone.
Yeah, these are, for hints, these are kind of interesting dungeons, just because these are some of our dungeons with the most sometimes hints. Fire Sanctuary has a couple. Sandship has a couple.
Yeah, I think ET only has 1 with the Rupee in the Lava Tunnel.
Yeah, and those claw shots are interesting. Those, we still don't know if those are actually required to get to Sandship. Because their starting statue in Lanayru could actually just be in Sansi.
At least they're required for Texas Fire Sanctuary.
That's true. They are required for Fire Sanctuary.
But it will get interesting for Sandship, depending on if our starting statue is in Sansi or if it's just in main Lanayru Desert.
Yeah, and I mean, with 1 tablet start, fewer starting items, the paths definitely get a little more complicated. We are seeing some divergence here. Jaznix is going to go to Bamboo Island, while Yal is going to Skyloft. There is a hint here in Bamboo Island. You do also have to talk to Peter for the Beatrice's Crystals check. But this is something we may see runners kind of route in later in their seeds.
Oh! And there are myths on the other statue.
Yeah. And that is... Yeah.
Yeah, that's Fletcher's Crystals hinted at.
That's a good hint in a seed where LMF is not required, because that means you may not actually have to raise LMF at all.
Exactly.
In fact, especially with claw shots, there's not as much incentive. Yeah, and as Alka is saying in chat, because Beatrice requires a couple conversations.
It's a third beetle in less than 5 minutes.
Wow. So here's a fun thing. That actually puts 10 loose crystals into logic.
Oh, yeah, right.
I don't think we're going to see either run or rush it, because it's not fast to do. But that's just something... Well, the claw shots also put 10 into logic.
Yeah.
Um...
Oh, and we're immediately going tonight.
Yeah, Yal might be doing loose crystals. So 10 of the 15 loose crystals are in logic. So the ones that are disabled are the ones in the sky.
And
So Beetle Shop. Yeah. So the one on Beetle's Island, the 2 on Lumpy Pumpkin. So yes, all 15 are in logic, but in our settings, only 10 can be required at most. I think we're going to see Yal do a vine clip here.
Yep.
Actually, to get a lot of them.
Yeah, otherwise the turning into night wouldn't make that much sense.
Yep. I mean, I am known as a loose crystal enjoyer.
The resident loose crystal enjoyer.
But with this many items early on and your starting spawn where you are locked behind bombs, I don't think this is necessarily a bad play to at least get 5 and check Petro. I understand why you may not want to do 10, although Quick Beetle does make it easier. Yeah, so basically only 10 of the loose crystals are actually enabled, is considered in logic. I think the ones that are disabled are the Sparring Hall, Sparring Hall, the 3 in the sky, so the Lumpy Pumpkin and Beetle Shop, and there's one other. And one of the other nice things with the Quick Beetle is it makes getting some of these crystals just a little faster.
Exactly.
Loose crystals are also a little less bad. Like, you can route in talking to Pero here, which I think Yal is going to do, because he talked to Oriel on her island. There's a check in the house.
Yep.
Yeah. So basically, Esme, there was talk about loose crystals and trying to figure out how to balance them. And what was kind of decided is 15 in logic.
Second sword!
Yeah. That is helpful because all of our required dungeons do require a second sword to beat it.
Yep.
You do not want the seed where you are forced into a having to complete a dungeon and then come back and reroute it all in later.
Yeah, that's probably one of the worst feelings.
Or the worst of all possible things. Practice sword gearing too. Yeah, but I think we're going to see Yal routing the loose crystal. We're going to get this hint on Bamboo on the Waterfall Island. But Jaznix, meanwhile, and that makes some of those loose crystals a little worse with that pack of 5. But we are going to see Jaznix check Beetle's shop, and if what we think is true, one of the items that's over 300 rupees is going to have something required.
Yeah.
I do think with how much Yal has done, it makes sense to finish off this loose crystal. You're probably not going to get the 2 under Waterfall Cave.
For us, Courage with another Triforce of Courage, fittingly enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are only missing knowledge about one of our 3 Triforces.
Yeah. So that was the second sword. They just got it in different locations. So Pero is in his house at nighttime, and he is on Skyloft Plaza in daytime. I did not see where those crystals were. I assume they were on the 600 or the 800.
Yeah, the crystals were on 800.
Yeah. We don't have a second Triforce. We got a Triforce hinted in Fair and Trial.
Bugnet! On bet 5. That is sadly not useful, but we still appreciate it.
Yeah. That is interesting though. And I think we saw Yao work to start.
Yep.
He's probably going to check his other spawn here in the Nehru, which I think is a little faster to get back this way. I don't know. Maybe he was in Betro's house, so this is a little faster.
Yeah, especially since it was nighttime as well.
Yeah.
All right, and that is West Desert. As our flooding statue for the Nehru.
Yeah, there's not a ton you can do yet, but we probably will see both the runners raise LMF just to check the statue on top of it. You really need Bomb Bag to open a lot here.
Yeah.
But
so I think we're gonna find either that or maybe one of the tablets rather soon.
Yeah, we're kind of looking what's our path item here in Desert. Yeah, because his path to Tantalus could be that bottle, but bottle paths are pretty rare.
Because that would mean that bottle would have to lock all the other bottles.
Yeah. So I did not get a close look at everything in Beetle's shop, so I want to see when Yao goes in here.
Yeah, it was I think Silver Rupee on 300, Crystals at 800. I'm not quite sure what was on the first 100, and Feral Scourge on the 50. That's Din's Power, Song of the Europe.
Which has 4 required items.
Okay, I think that's everything that is randomized in the trial, right?
Yes.
Basically, 3 treasures and the reward.
Yeah. They do not need the bomb bag to open LMF. That's correct, Featherblade. Because you can grab this bomb flower, which I think Jasnix is going to do.
Yep.
Yeah, that hint about Elden Trial is interesting too, because the most interesting thing is Lanayru Song of the Hero is required.
So we definitely need to go into Skyloft Trial.
Yeah, so we have 3 required trials at this point. I mean, Skyloft Trial, you could RBM into it, and we could see that, but it doesn't make a lot of sense. But I would be really curious to see if we see the Elden Trial RBM, if they don't get Harp early.
Yeah.
I don't know how hard that is, but you might want to just...
you only need 5 loose crystals, not 5 loose crystals, but 5 crystals for the RBM, since it involves RBMing one of the texts for the Tro 5 reward.
Yeah. Yeah, so the top of LMF chest is hinted in these settings, but it's sometimes you don't know if you're going to get it. It kind of makes sense to just do this. But looks like that's dead. Did Jasnix go into Lightning Node?
Yes, Lightning Node was completely dead,
okay.
Which I personally am very happy about.
Yeah. I think Jasnix is going to do this trick to get into the secret passageway without Tough Beetle. Just take some precise beetle flying that I myself am very bad at. The logic does require you to have the Tough Beetle for this, because the Tough Beetle has the longest range. But if you fly and keep your beetle really straight, you can just fly this bomb over to this bombable wall.
Yeah, the more straight you're flying the beetle, the faster it is, actually. So
yeah, and I don't think he's gonna make this.
He is.
Oh. Okay.
It is rather precise, but not extremely precise.
Yeah, it is extremely precise. You have to drop the bomb at the right place. But this could have your bomb bag. We don't see it often, but this check can lock your bomb bag. Exactly. I mean, honestly, with 3 beetles this early, it's you're getting a little suspicious that might happen.
Yeah, exactly.
There are like certain things in seeds where you've seen it happen before, and you get suspicious. Like, hey, we're gonna have some weird.
Oh, Ruby tablet.
That is probably our path to Tentalis, if I were gonna guess.
It might be, yeah.
Like, it could be the bottle, but
could be a bottle. It could be something in Elden, for example, Cave's Key or the ancient seed chart in the Din's trial, for example.
Yeah, I mean, bomb bag could also be an Elden. Path to Tentalis could also just be the whip. But yeah, I mean, I'm betting there's something required in the Elden trial, just because.
Yeah.
There's at least one required. So the way this comprehensive song hits, if there are multiple required items, it randomly chooses one to hint. So we know there's at least one required item, and then potentially, other things. And it looks like Fire Node just has something in the back, which is bomb locked. Yep. Hard bomb locked.
Since you need bombs to reveal the time shift stone beneath the rock. So
this is interesting because we are thinking about what's in logic right now. We're going to see saving the caged robot, but this is the last check that's in logic outside of like Beatrice or some of the beetle purchases.
Yeah, Oriel's crystals, Paros crystals, I think are also in logic because of that bottle in Sand Oasis.
Yeah. I mean, it very well could be that bottle that is the path item.
Yeah.
Fire Node shortcut is not a hintable location in these settings because of dousing. But it didn't ping with anything. And yeah, I mean, you're starting... Like, Yal is probably going to check the secret passageway chest. I do think we're also going to see the runners... Oh, he's not. But we are going to see the runners go into Linear Caves, because there are 2 hints there.
Likely also into Linear Mine.
Yes.
This is just 4 checks you can grab with Quick Beetle, or like any beetle that has at least the hook upgrade.
Yeah. It'll be interesting though, like Yal not getting this Elden tablet. That definitely, getting that out of logic, like that is probably pretty big.
Jazz also opening up the shortcut to Gorge, same as Yal.
I missed.
And that's Whip on Gorko.
Golo. This one's Golo.
Oh, Golo, right. The other Goron.
Top of LMF and
Briggs is dead.
Oh, and we already saw that hint from Jazznex, yeah.
Exactly. Jazz has entered from the Gorge side of stuff.
Yeah, so far... So it's a lot of junk sometimes hints.
Yeah.
We've seen 4 of the sometimes hints. We are going to get a lot this seed with no barons. Yeah, and the runners know there's something here in mines.
Exactly.
So there's... Yeah, with no barren regions, it means every region except maybe a Silent Realm is going to have something.
I mean, the only one that could be a Baron Silent Realm would be Neyrus, because we know that all the other ones have something hard required.
Yeah.
Inside of them.
I do think some runners are not going to be fond of that. That is...
Yeah.
Yeah, so Silent Realms cannot be hinted Baron settings with
the comprehensive hints.
Because the song hints basically count as hinting all of those checks, and you can't double hint the same location. So yeah, there's a vote on settings, and we talked about whether to do these comprehensive hints or song hints that only hinted the final reward. And one of the changes that went with that was reducing the number of barons, because if only the reward is hinted, then a silent realm can be hinted baron. If everything is covered, it's not. And Jasnix pulling off these unbuffered break slides.
It's always awesome to see those.
Yeah, it's not something you see a lot of runners go for. And did this second? Yeah, it did.
Okay.
Yeah, that bow mostly is interesting because it reduces what that path to Tenless could be. But you're also going to take a bow because the bow is the most powerful weapon in the game.
Yep, capable of one-hitting basically every regular enemy, except for a few.
Yeah. There are some enemies that are hard to hit with a bow, but they will one hit. Jasnix has been bodied by this Deku Baba before, where if you run past at the wrong time, you will just get knocked off and have to run all the way around.
Oh, that's Harp!
Oh, so yeah, Jasnix is definitely rushing to Elden now.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's going to go right into that Silent Realm.
You have to basically hint required Silent Realm. You have the digging mids to go even further into Elden.
Yeah, I mean,
and a projectile to get up the sand slope towards ET, or like towards Thrill Digger.
Yeah, the thing I'm interested in though is logically what does Yal have left? He's got Oriel and Pero. He's got some of the cheaper beetle purchases because there's no rupee grinding place available. Like, I'm wondering if Beetle's hundreds, like the second or third, the third 100 is out of logic still, but the second 100 could have something.
Yeah.
So what time are they going for? It's a race. You're just looking to get the fastest time in the seed. There's a lot of variance between seeds, what you have to do.
Depending on your hints, depending on your dungeons.
Yeah.
Depending how you route the seed as well.
Yeah, so Esme, we know... So we have the comprehensive hint for... Elden Trial said it had a Song of the Hero part required as one of the items. So that's how we know there is something useful in Elden Trial.
Yeah. Minigames are not on.
Yeah. We did... I'm surprised Jasnix did not just immediately go into the Silent Realm here.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what I would have done, but Jasnix is a smart player. He's probably going to just do the dig spots first, which makes sense as well. Yeah, Esme, the comprehensive song hints, it's tough. They are kind of overpowered, but without them, what we found was people didn't want to go into the Silent Realms if only the trial reward was hinted, and it wasn't hinted Baron.
Let's check that.
Always a nice hint.
Always appreciate it. Absolutely.
That is, with chest dousing, one of the worst checks in the game. Because you cannot douse it from outside. It requires an item that you don't need to get into it. Oh, I see what you're saying, Esme. Yeah. Telling you the specific item is a little powerful. Definitely the hint balance is, I think, something we are probably still working out with a lot of these things. I would say, honestly, the thing that's more powerful is just telling you if an item is required or not.
Yeah, the hint importance for the Silent Realms.
Yal is going to turn in... is going to get the...
It's the second copy of the shack hint. On the West of ET Gossip Stone.
I'm kind of wondering... So, I didn't see that Oriel or Pero had anything.
Oriel definitely didn't have anything, and I think Jasnix did not check Pero. I'm not sure if Yal did, though.
Yeah, I assume he did. But I'm not 100% sure. As they exactly. Less Brangler.
Yep.
But, I mean, the thing that gets interesting is if you get something...
Oh, and that's Tough Beetle. So now
okay, so...
logic.
Yeah. That is a very early Tough Beetle. So yeah, that definitely means our bomb bag is locked behind Secret Passageway, which is one of those cool little quirks of logic.
I love when that happens.
I forget if it was Esme or Nino who implemented the scrap shop upgrades, but the bomb bag being locked behind that check is something that was not previously possible, because when only 2 beetles were in logic. Oh, okay. When only 2 beetles were in logic, that could never be lock your bomb bag.
Okay, and Yal did not grab the spores for Oriel previously. But either way, we have regained our path on the logic. With that,
yeah, that is...
beetle.
I mean, that is fascinating. Just... because how often do you have to get that checked with Tough Beetle?
Exactly.
Yeah. I think Jasnix is going to probably go into the trial after this. He just wanted to route in all of these things, grab a statue, which makes sense. Upper Elden, it's a fine time to do it. There's no item you can get that's going to make it faster where he is. I mean, maybe bomb bag, but realistically, there's not much.
Exactly.
And we see Jasnix doing some creative use of the whip to whip some bombs.
I love this. And it's trial time.
Yeah, and I mean, so we know there's a Song of the Hero here, and we'll find out what's in that Silent Realm. Yeah,
that could also be a nice hard cancel.
Yeah.
On Jasnix's side.
I don't know how precise that trick is, but I know it's not that many frames.
Yeah, I'm also not sure.
So we're gonna have to see now what's here, but because there are 4 required items, we are gonna see Jasnix get all the Dusk Relics and finish this.
All of the tiers as well.
Yeah. So, one thing, if you've not seen the Silent Realms with Dusk Relic Shuffle, is actually a feature that Yal really was responsible for. When you grab the Light Fruit, the tears are going to show up in kind of the regional color. And then Dusk Relics will show up in a different alternative color. So here we see the Dusk Relics show up as blue. And
That's the Thunder Dragon song, and it has a sword, which is required.
Wow. That is really interesting.
Okay.
Required sword with Master Sword required gets really interesting. So it can mean kind of one of two things. Either that your true Master Sword is in a vanilla location, or that one of the Isle of Songs locations locks your remaining swords. Did we get a bottle as one of the Dusk Relics?
Yep, one of the Dusk Relics was a bottle.
Yeah. You could definitely see some runners would consider, after they get that song, leaving and taking a risk. I wouldn't do it because the hint, you don't know how many required items there are, but Silent Realms are long. They can be really difficult. The Elden Silent Realm is pretty long.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, with 4 items hinted, you probably don't want to do it. Yeah, not surprisingly, Yao also entering the Silent Realm before he actually wraps in the rest of Elden.
Absolutely not surprising, with the 4 items being hinted, at the very least possibly required.
Yeah.
And one being straight
could
up
just be
required.
crystals and bottles, but
yeah.
Is the interesting thing. I mean, we'll see what is on the Silent Realm reward, but this is one of the things about the hints is if the Silent Realm reward was nothing, we might not have seen someone go into this for a while. And that was, I think, one of the reasons why people really wanted these comprehensive hints is it kind of balanced out the slowness of going into a Silent Realm. Yeah, I mean, Alka, I think in this Silent Realm, like the Dusk Relics, they can't be in horrible places. I think Linear Trial is actually the worst one for Dusk Relics.
Yeah, especially if they're like in the midst of all the Watchers.
Yeah. Yeah, that one is by far the worst one.
Yeah.
But we're going to see the third one here pretty soon. I don't know if it's on the slope or after the slope, but
I'm not sure, actually.
Yeah, it's after.
Yeah, definitely.
And it is, like, I've practiced these Silent Realms, but I'm not this fast. It's like, this is really something where...
Yeah, that's just a lot of experience coming in from the two of those, since I don't know if they're required for all dungeons.
So it used to be required in a lot of the old any % routes. That's an extra wallet.
Nice.
We don't know how required that is. But it's at least possibly required, since there are crystals on one of the more expensive beetle purchases.
Exactly.
And the nice thing about these extra wallets is when you pick up a wallet upgrade, it actually fills the full wallet upgrade. So,
and that's another wallet. This time a progressive one.
Yeah, so that now, they have 800 rupee capacity.
Yeah.
And Jazzix just picked up 500. He also picked up a gold rupee somewhere, so I think he's full.
Yep, he's full.
Which is going to be nice. Yeah, I mean, the nice thing with this many rupees is you're going to be able to tell everything that's required in Beetle Shop. And in fact, The expensive beetle purchases are in logic now because the game logic requires you to have Thrill Digger access to buy anything over, I want to say over 600.
Could be, I'm not sure.
I think there are like 3 levels of rupee grinding. So, okay, it's 1,000 or more required that.
That's a second bow.
You're not going to complain about that. It's more
That's
wallets.
another extra wallet. So up to 1,300. And 1,100, my bad.
Yeah, and this is... I mean, for Jaznix, this is good. For Yal, it will also be good. I just... Do you see on Yal's stream?
Yes! I just
Yal is not happy about this seed. Not happy with the restreamer who rolled it. Okay,
and that's ancient seed shot, so that's very likely just a path to Tantalus.
Absolutely is. We still need Cave's Key.
Yeah.
But other than that, they can, when they get to Sandship, they can full clear it because they've got the whip, they've got the claw shots, they've got a bow. And they get to skip what is the worst check in Sandship too.
Oh, and that's our last Triforce we have to know about. Wow! And a
You're
third
going to
bottle.
take that, because of our Go Mode items, Triforces are the ones that really don't lock much.
Yeah, they're just pure Go Mode items.
I do think one of the expensive...
Oh, that's Caveski! Well...
So I think Jaznix is going to finish off... He's going to finish off Elden and Mogren Turf, and then probably just warp to start and go into Sandsea and clear Sandship.
That's also what I'm expecting.
Since that's a required dungeon, you want to clear it.
Yep, you can full clear Sandsea, Alka is also stating.
Yes, yeah, I had to think about that for a second. Because Shaq is dead, you can full clear it. So we will see that as well.
That's another wallet. Now we're up to 1,600.
We have not... So the question for me is, are these all possibly required because of the crystals on Beetle 800? And because
I'm not
pumping
hoping...
in Petro is required. This makes sense for Jaznix, but I'll be really curious to see what else is in Beetle's shop. Because we've really only seen that first 100 item, I think.
Yeah. I don't know if we actually saw the 1,000 item.
I don't remember if either of them picked up the 50.
Jazz sure did, because that was for Ross Courage.
Right, yes.
But I don't think he re-entered.
He didn't need to, because he knew he was going to have to come back later.
Exactly, he only had 80 rupees, so he couldn't have gotten anything else.
But I think we'll see Jaznix do Sandship before he clears the rest of Sandsea. Sandsea, depending on where things douse, can be a really slow region. But he also doesn't have much else to do besides Beetle Shop.
Yeah. Exactly,
And
there's nothing else that has opened up in mainland room.
Yal remembering to pick up some water for when he has to enter Fire Sanctuary. One of those little optimizations Doesn't save a huge amount of time because you'll probably enter the waterfall anyway.
Exactly, just at least to ping the waterfall chest and summit. Since we don't have a hint for Volcano Summit.
Right.
Just Baron, since we have no Baron hints at all.
Yeah. Oh. Y'all getting a little unlucky with that Boko. Usually these 3 Bokos are pretty easy to get past. They don't aggro as easily. You actually... I don't know if that's true in this one. I know in the HD randomizer, you don't need a weapon to kill them.
I don't think so. Yeah, you don't. You can just run up in a way that they won't stomp on you.
I'm just forgetting the logic, but it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But you don't usually see those Bokos stop you.
Exactly.
I didn't see if Jaznix pinged the chest at the stern. If it doesn't have anything,
We don't have a small key to do mass skip.
And bombless mass skip is, I think, very precise. I mean, I would not be surprised if these runners know how to do it, but
yeah,
it's the mass skip with bomb is something Jaznix will know from back in time speedrunning. Because he's been playing the game, and also, in addition to the Wii version, I think was world record holder for any percent on HD, where you have to do all the dungeons because back in time doesn't exist.
Yeah.
We'll have to see, does Sandship actually have anything useful?
I mean, at least one thing.
For sure.
Even if it might just be a wallet.
The question is whether
Isle of Songs is very suspicious.
It is. I wonder. I do wonder if we're going to see an early Thunderhead from either runner.
Isle of Songs might have Emmy. Yeah. Not too far.
I wonder, will we see Jaznix enter the boss key chest? We know nothing about Ballad. It has not been hinted.
Exactly.
I wonder. So we know. We know the Robot and Brings Reward is dead, which is nice. That cuts out having to do half of the puzzle. In Sandship. I don't think we'll see Jaznix like save scum his key.
Yeah.
The boss key chest. That's something I would consider doing. Gymnast is not on the restream today, so we don't know what he's doing, and obviously please do not spoil what he or anyone in the race. It's 8 people.
Yeah, it's 8.
Yeah.
Slingshot! Infuriating.
Yes, so there are certain items, Yal has talked about this, there are certain items that it's very hard for them to be hinted completely unrequired, even if they're useless. Although that slingshot might actually be one that can be, because it was locked behind bow.
Yeah, true.
So I don't think that's our Baron blocker, but slingshots, bows, claw shot, and beetles, it's hard for them to be completely unrequired. Just because they, as part of the like logic macro, they can do a lot of things. Yeah, I get Jaznix coming down here to check this chest.
Yeah, probably also pinging Treasure Room. Yeah.
Treasure Room has something.
I think at least 2 or maybe 3.
Yeah, the question with Treasure Room is always, is it a small key? And I think Jaznix is going... I think what Jaznix is doing is save scumming his small keys to hope that he doesn't have to go into Treasure Room.
Yeah, might
because
be.
It's possible if the boss key room doesn't have something. Although I don't think he's actually save scumming the boss key chest, so he may just be hoping Skirvo has nothing.
Yeah.
It's yeah, I agree, Esme. I think that is probably a slingshot that's not a Baron blocker. Does look like boss key chest has nothing.
Yep.
Now you're kind of hoping that... I mean, unfortunately now, if you're Jaznix, there's a very good chance that your boss key is on Skirvo. Because Skirvo cannot be locked behind... It can't have a small key. Both of the small key rooms logically require both. That's why I don't know if that's the smart move, but I would have considered save scumming that key. Because that could mean you just don't have to go to the treasure room at all. If there were only one ping there.
Yeah, though I think it was at the very least 2 pings, but I'm not sure.
One of them is definitely a small key.
Yeah, one of them is hard confirmed small key. We know that.
I think if it had only been 1 ping, he would have save scummed it. Because he would have known that had to be a small key. And so he could skip it, potentially.
Yeah.
But with 2 items, you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
The key logic in this dungeon gets interesting.
Yeah. That's a wallet.
I cannot wait until we...
That's Gale!
Okay, so it's a lot of pings in the treasure room.
Yeah.
Did we get a 5 out of 5?
It was at least 3. Oh, 4 out of 5. Okay.
I once had the mythical 5 out of 5 treasure room.
And also the boss key.
Now I wonder... I don't think this is Jaznix's style. But there are runners who would just skip Skirvo and basically leave it as the last location. It's a kind of slow mini-boss fight.
Yeah.
I would do that because I don't like fighting Skirvo, and it's easy enough to get back here. But...
That's true.
It's always kind of a risky play. I feel like people just never know.
Yeah. Yeah, Jaznix will not skip Skirvo.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense for Jaznix.
Yeah, Yalno on board on Sandship.
Yeah, Jaznix also pretty good at the Skirvo fight compared to me. He will do well.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I think we're looking, if the Emerald Tablet's not here, it's probably further in Sansi. Because we have, I mean, or it's like locked in Fire Sanctuary.
Might also be in Thunderhead, behind Isle of Songs.
That's true. I think an early Thunderhead. I forget if you can do early Thunderhead in Sansi. That's the only thing. I always forget where you can do it.
Yeah.
You may also just want to go clear out Beetle's shop, because with the amount of money you have, you can do a lot.
Alright, was Gerva worth it? Likely not, but we'll see.
Even if it pings, it still might not be worth it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is
So now
Skirvo
just-
ever really worth it? I mean, I know Skirvo can be worth it, but like the cost of Skirvo, it's too high.
Yeah. Even though I would have likely just done the same as
Oh,
Jazz.
you absolutely do it if you're in Jazzix's shoes.
Oh yeah.
Skipping Skirvo is the kind of risk that I would take as a slower runner, as like a calculated risk of maybe I don't have to do this. Knowing have a kind of speed and skill disadvantage, it's not the kind of play that makes sense most of the time. Like generally, if you're not in go mode, you want to full clear your required dungeons. If they're not there. There's not a flag for Thunderhead and Sansi. There we go.
Appreciate the research, Esme.
Common Esme W.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm still wondering what the heck is on Petro. Because
Exactly.
I am kind of suspicious that we have so few crystals.
With most
10
of
loose
them
is
just
in
being
logic.
loose crystals, yeah.
But we also don't even have 30 in logic yet. So it may just be... Petro has to have something that's at least possibly required. Because he wasn't hinted dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the one in Beetle, we're up to 20 in logic. But we're still missing more crystals, so... It would be wild if this is actually a hard required 10 loose crystal seed. I would enjoy that. None of our runners would, but...
And we're on to the Tantalus fight for Jazz and Yell battling it out with Skirvo.
Yep. I'm glad Esme is humoring me. She does know we have a...
Nice info
I have
from
not
Fi.
seen the Fi info here in a long time.
Same. It's always fun to see it.
Unfortunately, because we don't have the Gust Bellows, we cannot see the eye pressure test
Nope.
to kill Tantalus. It's one of the funnier weird bugs. I would say I'm insulted, Alka, but honestly, I would be proud. Yeah, I mean, really, like, we're just seeing Yao kind of trail behind. Yao has done a few more things on Skyloft, but it's basically just Jazznick's doing the secret passageway out of logic. Gave him a little bit of a lead into Elden and all of that. This is probably a little closer than it looks because Yal has done a few more things in the sky on Skyloft and did loose crystals. If loose crystals are required, it's closer. If they're not, then I'm going to be very sad. Yal might also be a little sad.
We'll see.
I do not fault him, though, for the instinct of, hey, I have the items to get 10 loose crystals. I might have to do them right away.
Yeah.
Not much to say about the Tantalus fight. It's a pretty... I feel like it's one of the more straightforward boss fights.
Yeah.
Other than if he kind of trolls you with the eye shots.
Especially
see if
since
Jasnix
it's
gets
just
fast
a
phase
hit
too.
base fight.
Right. We'll see if Jasnix can get the fast phase too. And he gets the first quick bow shot. Definitely the easier one of the two.
Absolutely. The hard one is coming up right now.
Yeah, this is really tricky to get this quick bow shot before the tentacles come at you.
And
he does
he gets
get
it.
I'm
Beautifully done.
pretty good at the first one. I'm not so good at the second one.
Same.
It's a pretty tight window. You don't have time to actually like charge a bow shot usually. Like when I saw him running towards it, I thought he was going to miss it for sure.
And
I
yeah,
think Yao
that's
getting a
our
little
first
frustrated.
dungeon. Yeah.
Either because it's an auto scroller or just because he's actually hard to tell right now. I think he's unhappy with me.
Yeah, that might just be one equivalent of, for example, in Wind Waker, just doing basically manual super swim practice in Tower of the Gods.
Fair.
We just have to wait.
And we'll see if there's anything here.
And that's the wrong chest for Yao.
I was about to say it was just a bunch of money, but no, we did get a Water Dragon scale.
Yeah.
That Water Dragon scale is required for at least something, because Lake Floria is not barren. So.
Yeah.
But not surprisingly, I think we'll see Yao do this. Oh, is that just skydive chess?
Oh my.
Remember that Remlitz race where I skipped skydive chess? And you beat me because I skipped it? I think that was you.
It might have been. I think so. Are we doing the
okay, now
website?
Jasnix is just swagging. He doesn't even need to do that because he's got the hook beetle.
Exactly.
I think Jasnix got all the chests in Sandshaft.
Yeah.
There was one chest in the treasure room that did not ping, so he skipped it. That might be what you're thinking of. 4 of the 5 had something. Esme, you are right. It is faster. I mean, he does have quick beetle, but yes, the beetle is slower.
Yeah.
Oh, Yao. Oh.
Did Yao not get the scale? Because he doesn't have it marked on his tracker.
Uh-oh. I was watching Jasnix, but he did not get. Oh. That could
could
really
just be
bad.
extremely bad, depending on what's in Lake Floria.
Yeah, I mean that is not a check you're gonna remember to go back for, and that is chest
Especially in the
dowsing.
cluster that is treasure room.
Chest dowsing is really powerful, but it is really easy even for skilled players to misdouse something.
Yeah.
And it is the
Especially
one
when there's
unfortunate-
just a bunch of overlapping pings. Where you can
Yeah,
just
I'm
easily
always-
miss ping.
I'm always really careful.
Emerald tablet! Woo! On skydive!
I mean, this seed is for Jasnix pretty wide open.
Yeah.
So, just Jasnix has not marked the Emerald Tablet, and in fact, none of those checks will get marked until he gets his statue. He's at 22 locations accessible. He'll probably be at. I'm just trying to do the math. I mean, he'll be able to full clear Main Farronwood. No, he doesn't have bombs. He'll be able to full clear Lake Floria. He'll be able to clear a lot of Farronwoods.
I think it's 9 out of 11 checks that you can clear, or 8 out of 10. I'm not sure how many there actually are in Farron. But it's one of the two. He can clear 2 checks in sealed grounds. And he has Feroz Courage to get into the Silent Realm.
Which has our final Triforce.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if, like... I mean, even at God Routing, I wouldn't say Jasnix, though, just happened to... Like, that beetle trick to get into Secret Passageway is pretty precise. It's a pain. I can't blame Yal for not going for it, but it definitely did give him a big edge.
Exactly.
And also, happy 1 hour, everyone. Please give our runners, Yal and Jasnix, a follow. As I said before we started, they are 2 of the racing staff who really helped plan and organize this tournament. Please also shout outs to our trackers, Echo and Araylins, and thanks to Cube David as well.
And yes, of course, thanks to you as well, because we couldn't do it without you as a race streamer, as my fellow co-com, and of course to walk us through the slideshow for season 3.
Yeah, as now you're not wrong. That 10 loose crystals is definitely the thing that, for now, until we see what's required, feels like it set Yal back. But again, like where he was in the seed, I really can't blame him. Like, you have claw shots right away, you have quick beetle right away. There's a really good reason to want to go and check.
Ooh, great tree.
I like that spawn because you don't have to
Same.
climb up the great tree.
Exactly, you can just get to a lot of places in Farron. I think it's like a really central statue to spawn at.
Yeah. And with quick beetle, actually, Jasnix really didn't need to run around. You can actually get both of these, check both these items with quick beetle. Quick fly.
Yeah, for some reason I get both the checks in single beetle flight, even if I don't have quick beetle.
I'm surprised Jasnix is actually fighting this moblin instead of just using the bow.
Yeah.
I also just always worry, like, the moblin can knock you off as he dies, and then you have to reclimb.
Exactly. At least you can swim out the bottom, if necessary.
True,
And
I think he's gonna try and just jump down here.
True.
Which is faster.
Woo.
That was another wallet.
Yeah.
We still haven't seen any of the expensive beetle items, but
It's
with
wild.
what Jasnix has, he can full clear it in one go.
Yeah.
Something here. One really cool quality of life upgrade that you're going to see. So if you watch the old seasons, you used to have to save Machi first before you save all the other Kikwis. This is a feature that was implemented in the HD randomizer and ported over, and now you can save the Kikwis in any order.
I love
which means
this
you
so
can
much.
route Farron a little differently. It's a really nice quality of life upgrade with the random spawns,
Yeah.
especially.
Exactly.
I did not know you could run over that wall to jump down. Like,
Same!
this is the thing about watching some people, like, who are really good at this game. You just learn something every time.
Exactly, it is just so exciting. And Jazz is probably pretty relieved that he doesn't have to continue the Beatrice quest line.
Yeah, I agree, Esme. It is a big one with any entrance rando. I want to count 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've seen 5 sometimes hints. More crystals.
Woo!
My
After
loose
15
crystal
on Jazz
radar is it's because guess what's in logic with 10 loose crystals now.
Hehe.
For 30.
Yeah. And we even have all the wallets to not even need to money farm.
Yes, that
Potentially.
is. Oh, Yal did that intentionally. I think so he can death warp somewhere later.
Might be. If he needs to go deeper. If he thinks he needs to go deeper into pirates, for example, and just plans ahead of time.
Right.
Something I could see.
Yeah, this saving the Kuikuis in any order. I don't know who did it for the HD randomizer, but Yal is the developer who ported it over. Like I said, I think one of the better quality of life improvements that we've had recently.
Exactly.
This check, when you have to do it in a somewhat specific order, just becomes a lot more difficult. It was okay. Judging by this, Esme is the one who did it for the HD randomizer.
I know Jazz might peak lower bombable.
I don't
but
know.
I'm not.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Because that may just skip another dip for Farron Woods.
Some people, I don't know how comfortable he is with this peak.
Yeah.
Some people don't feel like they can actually see well enough through there. Like
That
this
is
peak
fair.
is doable, but it's a weird one.
Exactly.
That looks like a rupee on the tree.
Yep.
One of the
does.
cool little things you can do is when you're shooting down this vine, you can actually just peek the item on the tree during the cutscene. There are not a lot of places you can do something like that in this game. It's like always fun when you get one.
Exactly.
And we're gonna see Jaznix do a little. Oh, I thought we were gonna see him aggro.
Nope, we're not gonna do a
logo.
cutscene skip apparently.
Oh,
Aw.
that's why.
I was getting lobster roll.
Yeah, I think that's why he may have a setup for lobster roll, which
Yeah.
it's a frame perfect trick. I think where you have to
Yeah, I think it's frame perfect.
you have to bonk the tree basically at the exact frame, and you get to skip this cutscene.
But you still just have to remember to talk to Lobster afterwards once.
Right. The cutscene skip is only faster if practice or no other. Interesting. Okay. I just almost always go for that cutscene skip, but this is kind of our first point where there's a question for Jaznix of do you go for a hint or not if this chest doesn't have anything. There is a hint stone here in Deep Woods. It's got nothing.
And we will exit Deep Woods.
Yeah, I thought there was a chance he would check it because we are still missing 2 of our path hints.
And I think we're also missing the Triforce hint.
We are, but the Triforce hint you don't
Yeah,
need.
that's true.
Just in
It
these
could
settings,
just be that though.
like with everything he has.
It could also be just the Triforce hint just doesn't exist because of the trial hinting the Triforce already.
No, because we had Triforces that were not in trial.
Okay, so it can hint it will hint one of the other ones then.
Yeah, for there to
Okay.
be no Triforce hint, they either need to be like in the always locations or in a trial.
Another hop cancel. Beautiful. Yeah, that's probably something that was still looming inside of my head when we did some tests with starting with 2 Triforces instead of 0.
Yeah, if there's any Triforce that's not in a Silent Realm, when the way the hints work, one of them will get hinted.
Yeah.
Jaznix is gonna get the tears here because he doesn't know where the Triforce is, but is definitely hoping the Triforce is. Oh nope, he's going for the potentially risky play. There's a 1 in 4 chance that he will have to go back and collect all the tiers, but he is hoping that he won't have to, that the Triforce will be on one of the Dusk Relics. Oh, no, this is the Fair and Trial is the one with the Triforce of Courage. It's Skyloft.
Yeah.
Alco was getting me really confused there for a minute. But, you know what's interesting? Did we get 3 Dusk Relics, just vanilla Dusk Relics, shuffled in as Dusk Relics? Because I'm not seeing...
If nothing else is highlighted, then quite looks like it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else highlighted. This is one of the weird quirks of the Dusk Relic Shuffle, is if a randomized Dusk Relic location has a Dusk Relic, it will not have one of these glowing light pillars.
Yeah.
There are 3 Dusk Relics randomized. I haven't seen a single light pillar that's not green.
Yeah, I haven't either. But to be fair, I have a small issue with my eyes that I have difficulties differentiating stuff like green and red, for example.
Oh, okay.
And it's also not really easy for me to differentiate green and yellow, which is why I really don't like Linear Silent Realm.
Oh, yeah, that is... I did not think about how
But I can somehow work it out.
If you have...
At the very least.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that, but yeah, I think... So I think Fair and Trial has 3 Dusk Relics, randomized as Dusk Relics, and the Triforce on the Silent Realm reward.
Yeah.
We don't get spoiler logs. Spoiler log was disabled, but that would be a fun thing to look at, because the only way that a randomized Dusk Relic would not have a light pillar is if it's Dusk Relic.
Exactly.
Any other kind of junk will have something. Oh god, the runners are going to hate me for this seed. I mean, I know Yal already does.
He already has a text written for it.
This is the first time I have seen this in a Silent Realm where every randomized Dusk Relic is just a Dusk Relic.
Yeah, exactly. Same.
Are we sure Trez didn't roll this seed? Love you, Trez. That is a good question, Positive Iona. I don't know. That would be a really interesting thing for someone to look at.
Yeah.
I was not paying attention to the Skyloft Silent Realm that Yao went to. There is a required sword. I didn't see what else he had.
Yeah, it
seems
like
is the reward.
Yeah.
He has 20 crystals, so that could have been it.
Did he finish Pirates? If so, then it might have been that pack, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, but he didn't get... There was some crystals in Farron, I think, that he didn't get.
Might also be.
Oh, but he hadn't picked up those crystals that Jasnik, I think, did get earlier.
Yeah.
And we are finally going to see Beetle fully cleared out.
Yep.
Beetle's going out of business.
Oh, that's a
baby
roll.
Okay.
Yeah,
oh, right.
Also getting the hint.
Yal had never been into Beetle's shop before.
Ooh.
Yal, though, is worried about money.
Yeah.
Because he has not gotten... I think there's an extra wallet in Farron
Yeah.
that Jasnick's got that gave him a lot more capacity.
I think so.
Okay, well,
Okay, Sticks Under
800...
dead. Oh,
Oh.
Neighbor's Wisdom. Oh no, it's Ballad, right?
He might... I thought he might skip that for early Thunderhead. But yeah, he cannot afford this.
Yeah.
But I think he's gonna go do Thunderhead now.
Yeah, likely. With that the required sword.
Yes. The thing is, I mean, Yal could have decided to do early Thunderhead instead.
Yeah.
But I don't blame him for grabbing this and hoping
On the
maybe
off
he'll get
chance
some more
that
money.
Gorko is something.
Okay, well, logically, he did not need those 5 crystals for now.
Yeah.
Because Jasnick's now showing there are 25 in logic without loose. And just going backwards through a rock here, as you do in Skyward Sword.
Yeah.
A lot of heart pieces.
And
I
think it was Beetle to G2? Oh! A key piece! Finally!
That Beetle to G2... That's either the baby rattle or the crystals. Or the song.
Or...
Yeah. It can't be Ballad. Because the hint's locked behind Ballad.
Oh yeah, right. True.
And Yao is gonna be able to get now that last set of crystal pack. Because he'll be able to turn in Beetle's crystal and get the 50% discount.
Yeah.
I don't think we saw anything in Sealed Grounds. Unless Sealed Grounds 5 crystals.
Pack. We found one crystal pack at Song from Impa.
Okay. Yeah, Yao will be able to do Gorko as well. Fan favorite check, Gorko. We'll see how well he can draw an arrow and riposte. I do think this is a solid idea to check Thunderhead with that sword required. Because it does maybe tell you that one of these checks locks a sword.
Oh, wait. You know what I just realized? Jasnix found that key piece in Floria. Yal does not have scale.
Oh no! Neighbor's Wisdom has Fire Shield Earring. Oh my god! Oh, Yal is angry. Yeah, they got a seed with 4 required Silent Realms. No Barren Regions.
This is bonkers.
There is 0 chance we're going to get a hint for that scale. At this point. Because... Well... Nope. There is a chance. There's a chance that Sandship is hinted path to Scaldera. But that can't be behind the scale. So... Yeah, I mean... The interesting thing with that sword logic is... That means... For that sword to be required, the other swords have to be locked behind it.
Yeah.
Which... could mean there's one in Fire Sanctuary, could mean Volcano Summit, could mean Linearu Trial. But
imagine if just there's just 2 swords in Linearu Trial.
Well, there can't be. Because we got Fire Shield Earrings plus 1 item.
Oh, it's 1 item I thought I saw too. Okay, then never mind.
Yeah, the problem is... Yal unless he finds a sand chip to Scaldera hit, he's never gonna. Oh, it's just rough.
Yeah. On the other side, beautiful hard cancel from Yal as well.
It's like I kind of keep forgetting that he skipped that scale, but
Same for me. I just remembered it.
there's Jaznix with Beetle %. He's gonna be like, oh, okay.
Technically back in logic.
That's true. Jaznix was out of logic for a very long time.
There are the earrings.
Now Yal again, hoping he does not have to finish the Silent Realm.
And a sword!
Okay, he does not.
Great.
That's not surprising.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's just gonna aggro and kind of death warp back. Wait.
No, he's just
It was just one item. Fire Shield Earrings plus one item, not two?
I am not sure anymore. I really ain't. But then, is that the optimal route?
Yeah, I'm confused. I mean, no, this is not the optimal route if you want to finish the trial.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But I'm just wondering now, did I misread the hint?
We'll see.
Yeah, Jaznix will get that hint soon.
Exactly.
It's entirely possible I misread it. Especially
Yeah.
when people read through hints quickly. It can be hard to...
Exactly.
I have done what Yal almost did before, where you just run right past the tier and jump off something. Jaznix checking the hint. What do I need? He might have been thinking about going to Thunderhead or somewhere else.
Yeah. That's just a red rupee.
Yep.
And again, we have simultaneous Silent Realms. But same as before, it's different ones.
As Alka said, an hour ago, it's been a long time since we've seen a Silent Realm on Restream. I think there are a few races kind of before Remblets where we were playing around with Dusk Relics, but yeah, I mean, the nice thing, again, like the Dusk Relics, they make the Silent Realms a little less bad because you have a few more checks. Back in Season 2, there were, I think, cryptic song hints that told you basically...
stuff like your spirit will grow for SOTS items, you might need its reward.
Yes.
And crystals, okay, it was 2 items then. 5 Shredder Rings plus 2.
Okay.
Otherwise, that could not be, I think.
Yeah. I mean, for that to be nothing, Betrow would have to be Baron.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I know I misread that. Oh, I wrote it down in the hint thing. If you did the hint command, I did catch it was 2. My brain said it was 1. Classic. So here's a good question. Where's our bomb bag?
Yeah. I've wondered about the same question like 5 minutes ago. Or something close to that.
Like, to beat our required dungeons, what are the items we don't know about? Fire Sanctuary could require the bomb bag.
Might require bellows. And I think that's it.
Yeah, and swords.
Yeah.
We're still missing 2 swords. Well, 1 sword.
Exactly. There are still 2 swords in the pool, but we're only missing 1.
And, like, we're getting at the point where maybe the seed is saying, hey, I know you can't finish Fire Sanctuary, but, how about you double dip it?
Yeah.
Logically double dip it anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's just Fire Sanctuary. There are RBMs you can do to get through it quickly, but if you have to double dip, it's a really slow dungeon to have to go back into.
Yeah.
It's why I think even if that's what the seed is kind of bottlenecking them into, they're going to avoid that. All right, Betrayal
That
30.
30 chest.
What have you got?
Oh, it is pinging.
Okay.
Will it just be more crystals?
I mean, the unfortunate thing is Jaznix is probably also going to check the trip here.
A bottle. Worse even.
Yao at this point is probably going to go down to Farron. Yeah, and bottles in this seed can, at worst, be possibly required for the most part.
Yeah.
Because bottles are required to access Fire Sanctuary.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, we're gonna see them both in Birdie's house to turn in the baby rattle at the same time.
That's a funny point of convergence. Ever so slight.
That beetle shop to gear him too. Yeah, that was for Ballad.
Yeah.
To get them Nehrus in Thunderhead.
More crystals. Actually, vanilla.
Sure, that is some vanilla gratitude crystals.
And Jess can also
40.
check that 40. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that it's a good idea in Jaznix's shoot. Well, actually, Jaznix's locations accessible count is 5. There's that 5, 10, 30, 30, 40. So I think we're about to see Jaznix do 10 loose crystals. So I think he's about to hit the bottleneck on bat 50.
There is the bugnet that Yar picked up ages ago.
Although Jaznix has not marked Ballad.
Yeah.
So he does have that. So it's actually not a bottleneck.
Yeah.
Because logically, Jaznix is going to be able to get into Fire Sanctuary.
Exactly.
And 40 had nothing, right?
Oh. Yeah, that was just a gold rupee on 40.
It's going to be funny if... well, so we do know some of the expensive beetle items were required at least. So those wallets were not just like possibly required for a possibly required bottle on Betrayal, were they?
I don't think so.
I'm trying to think about what the 600.
We definitely need wallets for the ballot.
Right. Okay. But Batro could be full bait just for that possibly required bottle.
Yes. That is a very real possibility that this might actually happen.
And I don't remember if Yal actually checked this hint. Oh, he did, because this was the beetle shot to gear him.
Exactly.
Which couldn't have been valid. Wait a second.
Oh wait, I misread it.
Desert.
Actually, it was desert.
Too.
Okay.
I mean,
that
could. What did we?
Can't you
found ruby tablet and a bottle in desert, and I think that's it.
That might just be, yeah.
I mean, that bomb bag is sticking out now.
Okay, so how are we feeling about magma mids at the end of Fire Node?
That's... yeah. So...
it is possible.
Yeah, so the way that bottles are taken into account, if a bottle locks another bottle, the bottle that's locked by the other bottle will be deemed not required. And could be in a barren region. If a bottle's... so, like... but if you have, say, 3 bottles that are equally accessible logically, those will all be considered possibly required, and they won't barren block you. So just statistically, it's hard for a bottle to be... If you have Fire Sanctuary required, it can be hard for a bottle to be considered unrequired.
Yeah, exactly.
If a bottle's in Fire Sanctuary, that's unrequired. But with a lot of progressive items, the hint logic gets really weird, and whether something can be unrequired or not depends on what it's locked behind and what it could open. But, I mean, this seed is now about to bottleneck Jaznix into a Fire Sanctuary dip.
Yeah.
Without Magma Mitts, without Bomb Bag, without Gust Bellows. And what that is telling me is one of the... Bomb Bag is not in Linear Desert. Because there's something in the back of Fire Node.
Yeah.
But one of those 2 items has to be in the back of Fire Node. Yeah, I mean, it's... I'm just, like... I feel like the thing we are waiting for, too, with Yal is just kind of impending, like... when did he, when does he last locate? Because the only thing in Florio is an Earth Temple key.
Yeah.
Jazznick's not a fan of Pero.
Apparently not.
Pero gave him some gratitude crystals.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yal extended his text.
Jazznick already did bat 40. I think the tracker doesn't have it, but his personal tracker has 40. He did bat 40.
Yeah.
Because we talked about how he last located.
I think Yal is really not happy with that CG roll.
No. No, he's not. Yeah. Again, Alka, so Jazznick does have 40 crystals right now.
Yeah.
So he doesn't need to do loose crystals to 40. He could do it for 50. Yal has done 10 loose. He's at 35. I mean, like I said, I'm kind of just waiting for the really unfortunate, like, impending Yal is stuck and can't go into Earth Temple.
Yeah.
You'll have a 5-pack in the trial. I mean, yeah, Jaznix is about to get a 5-pack, and he's probably going to do Bat 50 before he goes and does a Fire Sanctuary that he can't full clear. Although,
Yeah.
like, with Bit, he can, but... Or not full clear, but he can clear most of it. But the thing I've heard Jaznix talk about is, like, he doesn't love actually doing all the Fire Sanctuary bit all the time if he's not in go mode, because it's not that much faster to do all of it than to just clear the dungeon straight through. I don't think.
Yeah.
Especially, like, Platt's chest is dead, second Magma is dead.
Also, just want to mention that Jazz got 4 out of 4 hard cancels.
Wild.
Absolutely. Those top runners.
Yeah, I mean, with Jaznix getting hinted 3 items here, you definitely do fully clear the Silent Realm.
Oh, absolutely.
We'll see. Yeah, I think it's 50-50. He's checking the hint.
Yeah.
Is he taking the risk?
Nope.
No.
Just picking up a light fruit.
It's. We know there are 2 actually required items here. Well, I guess that sword could just be possibly.
That sword might be possibly required.
But it's like too big a risk to not get everything.
Exactly.
How is the race? It's a really bad seed. They have been, if not hard required, they've had to do all 4 Silent Realms, do all 4 rewards. 3 of them had required items on the final trial reward. The seed has bottlenecked them potentially into a Fire Sanctuary double dip. Unfortunately, we've talked about this. Yell skipped a chest in Sandship, and that had his Water Dragon scale, which is hard required because there is an Earth Temple key underwater in Lake Floria.
Exactly.
So Yell is going to hit 0 locations at some point. There's a question of how long does the thread go?
Yeah.
It is just like we talked about this. Chest dousing, it's a really cool feature that we have in Skyward Sword Randomizer. It's really powerful, but it can be really easy to just misping something. Jaznix, you can't do this trick in SD.
Oh, is it possible in HD?
Yes, Link's height in HD is a little higher.
Ooh, I see.
And so you can actually just jump into that one. There are some other interesting things you can do, like you actually can skip Hook Beetle in Fire Node because Link is a little taller.
Oh yeah, right. I actually, I think did that once in a casual HDR seed.
Yeah. There are like a couple of places where Link in the HD version is just slightly taller.
Yeah. Okay. Waterfall chest is pinging.
That means we'll get to see this hint too, which we don't always see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, so I'm just trying to think of what the runners, if like the only thing.
Oh, and bed 50 is dead.
So
It was really
crystals.
just a bottle on bed 30 chest.
Yell is gonna feel extra bad about that.
Yep, and that's Gus Bellows.
So that means back of Fire Node has to lead us to our Magma Mix, logically.
Yeah.
Since that's our only thing, I think, in Lanayru Desert that could be path at this point.
I think so? Probably, yeah.
Also, welcome in Raiders from ZSR. I think you were doing a Minish Cap any percent run.
Yeah, I think so. It was Minish Cap.
Yeah. Welcome into some Skyward Sword Randomizer. We did just get our Triforce in Upper Skyloft.
Incredible.
That is the one thing about that Triforce hint. It's not guaranteed useful. This is quite a doozy of a seed. There were no barren regions. Every Silent Realm was required for something.
Yeah, every Silent Realm was indeed required. Oh, we're getting to see the last Isle of Songs check. Locked behind the
So
white
at this
sword.
point, Jasnix doesn't want to have to double dip Fire Sanctuary.
Yeah, absolutely not. Just another wallet. Exactly, just more money. Oh! And that's Master Sword for Yal.
I mean,
First
that
best in Fire Sanctuary.
So I think Fire Sanctuary potentially is going to have one of our ET key pieces too. Maybe?
If so, then we could just skip bombs. Maybe.
Maybe. I mean, bombs could also lock other things, so...
Yeah.
And technically, logically, bombs are required to do...
Yeah, true.
Is that chest behind Bomb the Wall?
That's what I'm thinking as well.
Which is the one... There's no way to use bit to get that chest.
Nope.
And it is hard locked behind bombs. Yeah, I mean, you're hoping that's just a third small key you can skip.
Exactly.
Really wondering now to what the heck is going on with Sorry, I need to step away for a couple minutes. I'm very sorry about that.
Okay.
I will be back.
Alrighty. Now Jazz also getting information about the VAT 50 hint, so he doesn't have to collect any more crystals. And will also be greeted by his bellows on the waterfall chest. And also getting some water right here to access Fire Sanctuary. Not sure what that ping is. That might just be one of the water fruit rooms. And I think the ping actually is a bombable wall. Oh no, wait, it might actually just... It is just chest next to First Trap Magma. Has to be, because we couldn't progress any further. So that chest right here has a small key guaranteed. And lets us advance further into the dungeon. Okay, it was one chest in Waterfruit Room. Which I think is the upper one? Yeah. There's our last bow. Alright, so we collected all of those. Also, I'm not sure, did we ever ping the spiral charge rocks in the sky? If not, then another big thing would just be if Bomber Wall has that, or maybe the last sword. Ooh. Nice double water on the Magmanos on the outside. And thanks, Fi, for the notice that his battery's almost depleted. But yeah, this is logically the last check we can do here in Fire Sanctuary. And it is... Magma Mints! That's... Wait, that is vanilla, isn't it? Yes, it is vanilla Magma Mints! Incredible. Wow. Okay. Then I guess we're gonna check the digging check and summit. Or maybe not. Okay. We're just gonna go back into FS. Need to save at the starting statue right here. Okay. So we will be getting the statue RBM, I think. And this will take a while for Yal, since we don't have bombs to damage us down even further, so we just have to make use of our surroundings, aka the lava. At this... Hi. And yeah, that's gonna be our first instance of back in time for this seed. Epic fail. Incredible death screen text for Yal. So yeah, we're just gonna do the Fire Sanctuary statue RBM, which unlocks the statue right in front of the boss door, so we can warp inside the Fire Sanctuary once we enter Elden from the sky, I think. No, we're not. Oh, we'll do the bit warp. Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. That is even smarter, I think. Is it? Yeah, okay. We're just gonna go and enter the big key area with the bit warp. That also works. Basically yields the same result, but is faster. Because you don't have to go out of High Sanctuary, warp to, go back into the sky, and re-enter. And that was, by the way, a beautiful double parry on the Darkless Alphos. And Jazz is also entering back in time. On the other side. Okay, that chest is not pinging. Maybe we'll have something on the big key. If not, then we can just isolate that the bomber wall is just a small key. No, wait, we can already do that. Yeah. Okay, cool. We can just defeat G2 now. On the outside. Ooh, and Jazz is warping out. Ooh. Oh, we're going for Gorge Dig Spot. Interesting. Might just be nothing because we already got our beetle on the item on Pillar here in Gorge. So this could very well just be nothing at all. Oh, just running out of stamina, unfortunately. And we're into the G2 fight. Oh, and there's Bomb Pack! Oh, wow. And also beautiful G2 fight from Yao. Wow. I think there was no darts whatsoever. Yeah, Bomback was in the starting region of Gorge. Incredible. Oh my god, and a key piece on the heart container. Wait, that means Jazz can just go more DT. Because he has everything. So we're in restream no mode now. So yeah, that will be the final key piece for Jazz, which will just put him in go mode. Wait, is Jack... That Bomback was in Logic. So yeah, once he gets his Magma mids, I think he's also in logical go mode. And Jazz also has a way easier time of just damaging down with the bombs. Comparison to Yell. Yeah, to be fair, yeah, Jazz technically doesn't need Magma Mitts. Because of the key piece location. Let's just see what we're gonna see right now. Oh, I see. I think Jazz is also just peeking. Was Jazz planning on peeking the bird's nest? Might be? I am not sure. I'm not the person to ask when it comes to back in time.
I am so sorry. I am back.
Welcome back. We have acquired our bombs.
Where were the bombs?
Gorge stick spot.
That is.
And we also found a final key piece on the G2 hard container. So once Jazz completes Fire Sanctuary, he is in go mode.
Yeah, I'm now. I mean, Yal has to be pretty close to out of locations.
Yeah, just doing Malara will get his bombs soon, which will just give him a couple more checks to do.
Yeah. I am very sorry. My neighbor was having a minor emergency. This is homeowner stuff.
All good, no worries. Oh yeah, and Magma bits are just vanilla.
Funny.
Yes, exactly.
Was second trap was Bumble Wall just a key?
It is just a small key, yeah.
No, totally skippable.
Yeah. So yeah, Jazz will just go mode off of back half.
Yeah, I mean, he still does have to go to Gorge, but he doesn't have that many locations left, so. Yeah,
oh, no,
I mean,
Jazz doesn't have to go back to Gorge. Jazz has the bombs.
Oh.
But Yala's just gonna pick up his bombs now.
Wait, where is the last ET key piece?
G2 hard container.
Oh, okay.
So,
so Yal. Okay, Yal already did that. That's.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yala's beaten Fire Sanctuary.
I missed a lot of time.
No worries. And there's the bomb back.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Yal... It's going to be a little bit, but Yal is going to hit 0 locations soon, at some point.
Yeah.
The question is, will it be before anyone finishes? I'm kind of wondering, too, if our final sword is on Zelda's Blessing.
It could be. It could also just be bomb locked. It could just be an ET, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, that... I'm trying to think, like, what other useful items ET could have. Bottles that we haven't seen, gratitude crystals. We're not going to see anything.
Did we ever ping the sky for the Spiral Charge rocks?
David, that was almost 2 hours ago. Do you think I remember that?
No. But I didn't either.
If we can see one of their trackers...
So it was just worth a shot in my head.
Yeah. No, I get that. Yeah, Yeah, so Jaznix, we can mark Jaznix in go mode at this point, I think, because
Yeah. Only has to find the boss key in ET.
yeah, since we know it's in the dungeon, we can count that as go mode.
Exactly. He has all of his key pieces.
Oh, I forgot that this chest by the party wheel had something. That was a long time ago. So did we see back? So we never saw Scaldera Path Hint, which is interesting.
No. True.
That could have just been like Deep Woods, though.
Yeah.
They skipped.
Likely. Just Deep Woods.
Did we see Jaznix do back a fire node?
Nope, we did not.
I'm just trying to think about what that could be logically.
It could just be more. Could it be? I think it could be more crystals.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, was our bottle path somehow? Or is there something else that we forgot besides Ruby Tablet in Desert? Now I'm forgetting. I'm like trying to go back and figure out what our paths were, which is probably not that useful. Yeah, it's next with these little cutscene skips too. Just like
it's a little time savers.
I mean, the little time saves add up.
Yep, absolutely. Oh, looks like we're getting the PAX RBM.
It makes sense, especially with Quick Beetle.
Yeah.
With Quick Beetle, you can kind of cheat it from behind, especially because I think the chest by the Zolfos had something.
Yeah. I think it was chest band Lizalfos. Yeah, just crystals at back of fire node.
Yal is not happy about this.
Oh, absolutely not.
I haven't seen the message on his stream change yet, but
nope, it hasn't changed yet.
I'm like looking at his stream. He doesn't have a ton of checks left, but I'm curious because his tracker is up. He's got 5 in Eldin, 3 in Lineru, Thunderhead, a Skyloft, 2 in Farron, and something in the sky.
Yeah.
It's just it's tough because the mistake he made is like one of those that's really easy to make.
Yeah.
Has he added more punctuation though in the last like 40 minutes?
I think he hasn't after initially adding more punctuation.
Yeah, no boss key chest. The boss key could just be in the vanilla boss key chest.
Yeah.
Jaznix is trying to skip doing the Lizalfos fight. Understandably so.
Exactly. Is it the boss key? It is the mighty scatter shot. Let's go, mighty mode.
I think Jaznix might just run up to the boss key chest first.
Yeah. He definitely will.
Yeah, Robo, I remember him doing that. I just haven't seen anything else since, so... Yeah, this is quite a seed.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing is Jasnik's... Sounds like he was able to skip a bunch of bomb lock checks.
Yeah.
And just a ton of Fire Sanctuary.
Exactly.
But let's see. It's a vanilla boss key.
Okay. So now we're just gonna finish Caldera, head over to Silkgrounds, and start our endgame gauntlet. Consisting of Horde, G3, and Demise.
Yeah, Gal, I think, is about to go and do Boko Base. Which
Yeah.
Jasnik skipped entirely.
True. Because Jasix doesn't have Magma Mids.
I mean, Jasnik's tracker says he's got 42 locations remaining.
Yeah, though he also hasn't marked the last ET key piece and no Fire Sanctuary keys.
Yeah. No, that's locations remaining. I mean,
yeah.
He's been able to skip a fair amount of the seed. It really, like, if Yal had found... That's the thing, is if Yal had found the scale, it would be a much closer race.
Oh, definitely.
It's just... Yeah, I don't know what else. It's just unfortunate.
This would have been way closer if Yal found the scale.
Yeah. We're gonna see Master Sword's Caldera, which is tends to be relatively quick if you get a lot of hits in phase 1. I don't know the fast Caldera strats, but now seeing that, I'm like, okay, I need to remember this.
Yeah. I think my issue is mostly just everything not Master Sword. For Caldera.
Yeah, I don't know, like...
Oh! Dropping a bit too early. From the P-hats.
Ugh. Awful. Yeah, Alka, who has time to learn that many strategies? I don't. Do you, David?
Not really. I'm still a rather busy student.
I'm a rather busy adult, but...
Yeah.
Gold Skull and...
Oh!
Master Sword in Boko... I mean... Again,
I guess it makes sense.
That checks out that all of the swords were locked behind the Nehru.
Exactly, because the Fire Shield Earrings locked the bellows, which locked the bombs.
Which locked that chest, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, sword required is one of those weird hints you just don't get very often. But when you do, it gives you a lot of information.
Absolutely.
Well, now we're going to see Jasnix go enter the Horde fight. I would be picking up a fairy here. Jasnix won't, probably. probably won't even heal. This
Yeah,
is
I think
really...
personally I would either heal or get a fairy, I think.
Yeah, I mean, this is the part of the game where some of the new features that we have really make it a lot less punishing.
Yeah.
The decoupling the double damage from the Skyward Strike, Hero Mode Skyward Strike, and also just having more heart spawns. Oh, Jaznix is checking for TMS here. Which is also a thing that is reasonable to do in a required sword seed.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're gonna see Jaznix, and so phase 1 of Horde, you gotta fight off the Bokos. Then there's a trick in phase 2 that allows you to jump over the fence. The reason failing that trick was so punishing in prior seasons is because the phase after that is just a really difficult one to not get damaged, and with double damage, it was rough. But you get heart spawns unlike Hero Mode, and I'm pretty bad at this trick, but there's a place essentially, if you line up as you're getting close to where the Moblin spawn, right? I think it's right about here.
Yeah, I think it's between the third and between the second and the third bokoblin from the left.
Yep. Yep. And just like that.
You skip one Taro, wave of Horde.
Yeah. One of the harder ones, too. It's the blue Boko.
At least we can turn the light tree fruit indirectly. With our Gorge Spore.
And that's the last phase of, well, second to last phase of Horde. Nice and clean from Jazz. He's gonna pull out the shield for
Yeah,
I really do
like
I mean,
understandable.
Yal is down to 4 locations left.
Yeah. One being I think Beetle's crystals.
Which I think we know had nothing.
Yeah. Beetle's crystals was I think just 20 rupees.
Yeah. Based on his tracker, I think the spiral charge rocks were pinged and they didn't have anything.
Yeah. That would make sense.
And while shield is not necessary for the Girahim 3 fight, you see if you have it, it can be useful to speed some things off. I mean just
the landscape.
Jaznix just getting all of those hits and then getting the parry.
That's just masterclass.
Like I would stop slashing probably 2 slashes before that.
Yeah. Same. But yeah, like that phase 1 of G3 was insanely clean.
Yeah, I mean, that is just something I think, like... Oh! Oh! I've seen you try this trick.
Oh, you mean the parrying and, like, charging a Skyward Strike and then parrying? Yeah.
Yep.
I saw that sometime during Rumblets.
Yeah. You did that at some point, I know.
I just don't remember where I got it from.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was some kind of any percent speed run.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised either.
It's a very clean, I mean, phase 3 is super easy.
Yal changed his message again.
And yeah, I mean, Jaznix is gonna Gonna fight Demise. This is a... I'm not gonna say it's an easy fight. It is a... Demise responds very predictably. There's not a lot of RNG in this fight, and so it's pretty easy to kind of script it.
I love the fact that Coconut Mall is playing during phase 1.
That's a really clean phase 1.
And phase 2 is just Coconut Mall sped up.
And
And that is GG's for Jasnix, finishing with a time of 2:15:17
I mean,
on race time.
very solid seed. Definitely, like, for these settings, I would say on somewhat faster side, especially with just how many silent realms you had to do. Like a 2:15 with what was required is kind of crazy.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm going to switch the audio over to Yal. Jasnix is going to come in for an interview, just needed to step away for a minute. So we'll bring him in, hear what he has to think about this seed. And, but yeah, I mean, it was very clean gameplay. Definitely, like, kind of caught the jet with the Ruby tablet where it was.
Yeah.
Yal is getting increasingly frustrated, but Yal also is down to one location left.
Yeah.
So I would not blame him if we were going to see a DNF.
Yeah. Especially after this many locations.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to know he mispinged something.
Yeah.
All right, now I'm going to pull Jasnix in. GG, Jazz. Congratulations.
Welcome in. GG's.
Thank you.
So how about the Silent Realms?
Yeah, I never had a seed where I had to complete all 4. It was kind of fun. Oh my god, and what was it? I was so confused in Fair and Trial for a second. I guess all 3 of the relics were actually relics, which, like,
yeah,
I
that's
don't even know.
What we also thought as well.
That's
just
I don't even know.
relics.
Yeah, it was kind of wild. I'm trying to think, like... So, I guess, just overall, what did you think of the seed?
I thought it was really weird. Like, that, my biggest thought was that it was just like, what is going on? Like, I actually have no idea how the bomb bag was there. Like, I thought for sure that it couldn't... I thought specifically that it couldn't be there. And lo and behold... So, like, I was committing to just like, oh, okay, I probably missed a check, and I'm just not gonna get it the entire seed. I mean, that's not a big deal. That's what I was assuming, but then I was wrong. Like, no, I was actually following logic correctly. It was just awful, so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, where are Mogmoments? I don't know.
They were actually vanilla.
Oh, really? Wait.
Yes.
I thought that was... Did I misping? I thought that had to be the key. Oh.
Well, it was first magma, like when you save it.
Yeah, I thought that had to be a key. I guess I miscounted.
The key was on bombable wall.
Oh, okay. I tried to ping that area. I must have missed the ping because I didn't get anything. I was like, okay, it's dead. I must have missed it.
Yeah. Also, just want to say I really appreciate your file name. I just noticed.
Thank you. What do you?
Oh,
where's the last sword?
Boko base down the lava river.
Oh, okay.
So Yal unfortunately mispinged Sandship Treasure Room and never got the Water Dragon scale. So he's about to last location.
I see.
Yeah. Yeah, we saw you went for Zelda's Blessing. It's like, yeah, required sword, that made sense.
I thought for sure it was that, and then no. Adventure pouch jump scare, like
Yeah.
At least it was not Curse Metal.
I
Although,
mean,
like,
true.
for you, it would have been fine, but taking that risk and it being Curse Metal is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, and huge shout out to the no hints at the beginning. I forgot to bring out my notepad at the beginning of the scene. I was like, oh shit, I need to go grab it. And then I was like, oh, never mind. Like, put it back.
Yep.
So-
No barren hints whatsoever.
Like, wonderful.
And the reason is Betro had a bottle.
He had a bottle?
He
Yeah.
had one bottle.
Yeah,
Bottle
I
on
got
that
that
30.
30, yeah. Did I miss it? Let's see. Yeah, I don't have Spiral Charge. Did anyone get Life Tree Fruit?
Yal did.
Where is it? Oh, is it Boko Base?
Yeah, it's in Boko Base Summit.
Alright, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yal has been attacking and blowing up NPCs for a little while.
Yeah.
Understandably so.
True.
If I were in his shoes, I would be kind of pissed too.
Yep.
Trying to think like if there's anything else. That ruby tablet on Secret Passageway.
Ooh,
And I
was
think
that
all the
first
beetles in
cut?
general. Like
Was
getting
that-
quick beetle sub 5 minutes or something like that.
Oh my god, yeah. That was so funny. Wait, was I the first to get Ruby on the restream?
Yeah.
You were.
Okay.
Yal didn't go for the trick. He got the he went and got the item from Colin and went back, but you were definitely a little ahead.
Yeah.
We are now at Yal is at the point where he's dousing and trying to figure out, and I don't know if he's gonna. We're gonna have to see what happens. It's
Yeah.
as we were saying, this is just something that happens sometimes with dousing is you misping something and it's just really unfortunate.
So I have a question. Where was Collins? I'm confused.
Was
about
Collins-
how- It
was that
I thought
in
that was
Desert?
Elden locked. No, I thought it was an Elden. I thought it
I
was.
think it was an Elden as well. Maybe
I don't
one of the rupees
understand.
behind the power wall near
Yeah.
the sandslide.
Yeah, I thought it was that, and so that's why I don't understand how that logic works. Cause
The rupees behind Bomble Wall?
yeah, because if that's your ruby, shouldn't your ruby be locked by?
Oh no, it was item from Colin, which is harp locked. Not Colin's
Oh, right.
was that quick beetle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Yal bit warping, I think, in Lake Floria?
It might be.
I mean, it's unfortunately just is not going to be able to get that ET key piece, which was underwater.
Exactly.
Unless he knows a way to run underwater somehow, Super Mario Sunshine style.
Aquatic beetle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say, I don't know if you guys saw me like messing around in Bit in FS also, because I had an idea of what if I got items in Bit and then went to I checked item on Bird's Nest in back in time.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were.
So I was
trying
gonna
to
do that, but then the B wheel. I think I needed to like bunk into a tree and get my B wheel because like I picked up a stamina fruit, but that didn't give me my B wheel. So I was kind of sad because I thought it would have been really cool, but
It would have been really funny. I was thinking about that when you were entering, but like, what is Jastix trying to do when you walk towards Waterfall Cave and that general area?
yeah. No, the funny thing is, like, because I had to do the statue of him twice because I messed it up the first time. Well, I didn't mess it up, but I committed and then I fi warped, and apparently the game doesn't like that very much. So I had to do it twice. And then the first time when I was going through, I was like, oh shoot, I should have done this. This would have been so cool. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess I get another chance at it. So I still failed it, but it was cool. I had a lot of fun.
I'm trying to think if I had any other question at the scene. I unfortunately had my neighbor had an issue, and I stepped away for about 10 minutes. The whole fire sanctuary time.
Yeah. I guess you. What would have been your plan if you didn't find the key piece after G2? Because probably just complete the rest of Fire Sanctuary.
You was like yell and scream and panic. I don't know. Probably Linearu, like I don't know. At that point, like I wasn't thinking that far ahead. I was just like, what is going on? I barely comprehended that I got bomb bag, and then like I was just not sure what I was doing at that point. And then I also messed up the RBM. So I was like, oh my god, I had to do this again. I was like, why did that fail? I was just like totally confused. I don't know what I probably would have gone back to Linearu if it wasn't there, but it would have been messy. But I mean, I knew everything on FS was dead though, so because like I did full clear that, so I ended up just kind of getting lucky.
Yeah. And Yal has forfeited. He's going to come in for an interview, so we will talk to him. Unfortunate. He was getting very frustrated with the seed as he kept getting all the Silent Realm hints.
Yeah.
Let me pull him in. GG Yal.
GG.
All right, what did I miss? What did I miss, Ping?
Treasure room.
Treasure room. Sanchip.
Really?
Yep.
Oh my god. I swear, I've done
I think it
that.
was the second or the third chest.
It must have been the second, because
Yeah.
I've mispunged the first chest in there before. But wow, that's really upsetting. I would have been done. I feel like I probably could have won if I didn't do that, because I have spent so long looking for a key piece.
Yeah.
It would have been a lot closer. I don't know if you would have beaten Jaznix. It would have been really close. It's hard to know for sure.
Exactly.
There were some like you spent some time on loose crystals that Jaznix didn't do. He got the ruby tablet a little earlier, but it would have been a pretty close race.
Yeah, I forgot about the hook beetle trick for that, but
I'm gonna ask you the same question I asked Jaznix. So how about the Silent Realms?
those Silent Realms, 0 barren regions. No, you are. Stay away from race time. Stay away from the bot. No.
Don't blame me. Blame the person who programmed the bot. Or Trez. We can always blame Trez.
Oh my god! Like, it just kept getting worse.
Well, in the fair and silent realm that had 3 vanilla dusk relics.
Yeah, that was like. Surely this one, it's only 1 item. Surely I don't have to complete this one.
It was considering how much you had to do, like, I actually think this was somewhat fast, just because if you followed logic, there was a lot you could have skipped. But yeah, it was very weird when we saw no barren regions, every silent realm required, and it was because there was a bottle on bat 30.
Yep.
And Fire Sanctuary is required.
And was there Mighty Scattershot and Earth Temple?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I was gonna say, I feel like that's the only item. Maybe there's one more Crystal Pack, but I feel like that's the only item that could Baron block Earth Temple. Because I got all the wallets, got all the beetles, got all the bows. I'm pretty sure. No, actually, even if I didn't get all the bottles, the last bottle wouldn't be a Baron blocker because the key piece was an FS.
Yeah, we didn't see all VT. There could have been Crystal Pack somewhere that we didn't see, but yeah, it was. Yeah, it was an interesting seed.
At the very least.
You can say that.
Well, hopefully we won't get a seed like this for qualifiers. Right, we got it out of our system.
Hopefully. Yeah, I mean, this is a different build. Surely this won't happen on the.
I mean, you can rig it so it doesn't happen, right?
I could. That's true.
I'll go and let you do that. That was a joke, everyone. I'm trying to think if I have any more questions for either of you. I don't know, David. Do you have anything?
I don't really think so.
Was it the Dragon Lair thing that had the key piece?
No, it was this Rupee Sandy check that was in Central Boulder.
Pings be damned, I guess.
Yeah.
Here I was this whole time. I thought it was like scale on Kikui Elder was going to be the Deep Woods hint that I skipped.
We think that was probably your Scaldera path because we never.
No,
saw
I got it.
Oh,
it was in Floria. That's
Oh,
why I
okay.
knew I was looking for scale and not a key piece.
I see.
Okay.
Yeah, then it
I
might
missed
have
that.
been.
I think it has to just be a sometimes hint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well.
I don't have anything else.
Same.
So
I'm
Um,
hungry
geez,
and my batteries are low
yeah,
and I'm upset.
valid. Well, GG's to Jaznix and Yal. GG is very sorry. It was a rough one. Thank you, Cube David, for commentating with me, as well as Echo and Araylins for tracking. Again, if you're interested in Skyward Sword Season 3, qualifiers start in about 4 weeks, a little over. It's like 4.5 weeks. So, I cannot find it, but you can find more information at the link or on the SSR Discord. And with that, we're going to go right over to ZRR Main, where they've got an OTR Season 8 qualifier. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Have a good one.
Bye bye.
Goodbye.